live in 3, 2, 1. Oh, oops, that wasn't meant for the air. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Thanks, Bally's.
Oh, thank you all so much for tuning into our second to last PHNX Coyotes post-game show of the season. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with Petey. Sean is still not back from his vacation, longest vacation ever. We got Jacob behind the scenes and Craig joining us from Mullett shortly. Petey, how you doing?
You know, it's hard. It's game. What was that? Game 81.
Yep.
At game 81, and what's sad is you look around the league and there's teams fighting for home ice. There's teams trying to get into the playoffs. There's people looking at standings and scoreboards and trying to stay healthy or who's going to be in the. This team doesn't care, and that's what's so hard about game 81. Nobody cares. How did the Diamondbacks do today? Suns are going to the playoffs. Season's over. And it's really frustrating to watch this. And you try to find bright spots and you try to find, oh, this guy was good or that guy's good. But it doesn't matter. 48 hours from now, the season's over. And it was not a success. And it's not a success if you don't make the playoffs. And it's not a success because you didn't get last. It was just another season. So it's frustrating to watch this one tonight. I don't think they played their best hockey.
Is the ultimate HK, if you
it really is.
Game
81, this was an HK game. And it's a team you played 3 times in the last 8 days. And you're tired of playing them, first of all. And this team, for some reason, this is a team that the Coyotes struggle against. And they make them look like they're the top team in the Western Conference. I mean, yes, they're a playoff team, but good grief. It's not Colorado. Like, good Lord. They got spanked by them 3 times. It's just too bad. I thought they turned the puck over too much. And they haven't had that bounce in their step since Colorado. They really haven't, and it's frustrating.
I mean, they did, I would say, in the third period on Saturday night, but that was against a really bad Anaheim Ducks team. Yep. There were a lot of times this season that they actually outplayed and won against playoff teams, and that was thrilling. But just this last stretch of games, and we'll see it when we pull up the punch card later, but it's
really hard.
A slog. It's been tough. So let's get into it. Hopefully it's not that bad on the final game. Hopefully we'll have a good game to talk about then. But we'll start with the numbers. Coyotes back to their ways of getting outshot 37-23. The Kraken power play was 50%. The Coyotes power play was 0%. And it was a chippy one, I guess. But yeah, PD, not their best.
Where do you start? The power play, they move the puck around. I heard that on the TV. Oh, they zipped it around. Who cares? Shoot the puck. Like, again, it's no attempts at net, so they didn't have to make any big saves. They give up 2 on the power play against the Kraken, so the special teams really was the difference tonight. You talk about the hits, and that's McBain again. I mean, set rookie record for the Coyotes this year. He was been a beast, and he gets on the fight. And I tell you what, he was good tonight. So you try to find the bright spots. It's just frustrating because you get outshot that bad again at home. They rested a couple players in Seattle, and you just don't have it.
No. And let's I feel like we need a little pick me up. So let's zero in on Jack McBain for just a second because he was the bright spot. A really great redirection on a Liam O'Brien shot. And I said this to you guys in a text and in the Discord. The game we wanted tonight was Clayton Keller tying or breaking Keith Tkachuk's point record. We wanted, I literally, PD, had a list of all of the Coyotes milestones that people were on the verge. Tonight. It was like Matias Michelli, 2 points away from 50. Nick Schmaltz, 3 goals away from a career high. I had all these things that I was watching. And instead we got a Jack McBain redirection on a Liam O'Brien shot.
Yeah, no milestones there.
I feel like that just summarized like the vibe of this game.
We were all waiting on pins and needles, and we still are for the Clayton Keller thing. But McBain, you know what? It was a good season for Jack McBain. And with 1 game to go, you look at a kid that really made a step into the National Hockey League. We talked about in the fall with Nathan Smith and Jack McBain, who's going to make the team, who's going to come out of college and be able to play for this Coyote team. Jack McBain did everything he was asked of offensively. He fought. He was physical. And I think he's going to be exciting to watch because he's a big guy that can move and big guy that can hit. And I think that this is one of the guys that you're going to lean on when you get through this rebuild. Now, where does he slot in when this team gets to be a playoff team? Who knows? But he's going to be in that mix of guys that can play both sides of the puck.
Yeah, he has a lot of tools in his belt, I feel like, and we saw a couple of those tonight in this game. So I think we should go ahead and name Jack McBain tonight's player of the game because he had 2/3 of a Gordie Howe hat trick tonight, a goal and a fight. He was just one assist away from a Gordie Howe hat trick. We almost had it, but unfortunately he was out of the game after that last fight, so we didn't quite get it. But at least somebody shined tonight. We had somebody to talk about because otherwise, I don't
Well,
know.
we want to talk about Keller. Like we want, don't we all? Like that's we're waiting for it. And I thought there was maybe a moment on the power play. I go,
Yeah,
okay,
he
he's
had
gonna
a couple of
a couple, and
looks.
he doesn't need a goal. He just needs an assist. So he throws through gets down to Schmaltz and I go, okay, no, Schmaltz, let's put this one away. And it just
Yeah, Schmaltz had some good
just
chances
didn't
too,
happen.
and I was worried when he went first into the boards there. Looked a little
Yeah.
shaken up, was bleeding, but you saw him on the bench mouthing, "I'm fine," and was right back out for the second power play unit on the power play, and he had some good looks tonight, I will say, because I was also looking at Keller assists. Like every pass I was counting, like would he get the assist if this went in? And no.
No.
So
But Kenny, Willie, like,
that's what
and
I
now
was
you're
about to
starting to
ask you.
go, you go, we're down to the last game. Like,
After Saturday and how we saw him play, I said 100% he's gonna do it.
yeah.
Now I feel very confident that he will tie the record. I think fan appreciation night, I think the Coyotes have nothing to win or lose in that game other than that. Like, I think they're, as a team, going to be trying to get him this milestone, at least the tie. Vancouver, they're not a great team. So who knows? But I went from a confident yes to a skeptical yes.
I saw some, I won't go down there yet, but remind me we have to talk about the goaltending. I'll wait until
Do you want to
Craig.
wait till Craig gets here?
I will.
Okay. I know you have your thoughts on that,
I'm
but
just, yeah, because I saw
I'll,
the thing, I saw the chat and I got ahead of myself and I apologize. I know you have
yeah.
a
No, it's
method to your
okay.
madness here.
I do want to go over your keys, which I
Great.
think somebody on Twitter was giving you.
Yeah, they called me out.
Because the funny part is, game 81 for the Coyotes, it's also game 81 of giving out keys. So we can't always bring our best foot forward.
God, and didn't they play this team 3 times? So the first one, Keller needs a point. We want to see him get on the scoreboard. I think this team is at its best when its best players are their best players, and that includes Keller and Schmaltz. When they're on the scoreboard, they have a better chance to win. Keller doesn't make the score sheet. That's not a good thing. So they missed the first one. The second one, recapture the Kraken. It's release the Kraken was their thing all year. So I was like, recapture
I got
the Kraken.
where you were going.
That's where I was going, but technically that is technically the key to the game is win the game. So yeah, that was kind of cheating. I got called out.
It could have meant keep it close. Like
rein them in because I got blown out in 2 games. And Michelli, I got the Michelli,
I love it. The
emoji in there. Yeah, the rookie was on a 4-game point streak. Let's keep him rolling too to see if he can go head to head against Beniers 3 times and get something. Beniers obviously gets on the scoreboard tonight, and Michelli didn't. So they're 0 for 3.
0 for 3. That's a loss.
That's a loss all day long. So we have one more chance to redeem myself in keys to the game on Thursday, buddy. They might be no better than today. Trust me. I might be HK across the keys.
That would actually be really, but just go out there and have fun.
Have fun, kids. Like it's the last day of you're senior in high school. It's the last day. Like you go to the homeroom and you're like HK, like who cares? Like
it's
we
like
just get through the day.
That scene in the last day of school in Greece where they all throw up their papers in the hallway and run out the door.
No one cares.
That's
no one cares. Just get through the game without getting hurt. This is the one I said before. It's gonna be a no-hitter, and we'll watch it be just a fight fest. It's a no-hitter. Nobody wants to play. Like, just get done with the goddamn game already. That's what we're hoping for. It's San Jose. Is it San? Oh, it's Vancouver. I keep saying San Jose.
Saying San Jose.
I wish it was San Jose. It's Vancouver. They have nothing to play for either. So it's just let's get in and out of that one and let's go home.
Yeah. Well, I will say on the other side of this, Jared McCann, for a second, I'll give him a little shout out. He scored his 40th goal of the season tonight against the Coyotes. And I'm pretty sure that he scored in every game against the Coyotes in these last 3. And I was kicking myself because before he scored the goal, I said to myself, oh, I should have taken him anytime on BetMGM. And literally 5 minutes later, he scored. So I should have done it, but that's okay. I have a couple of futures bets out on BetMGM right now. And guess what? They give you a free bet on your birthday. I found that out over the weekend. So just BetMGM. It's amazing. And if you haven't downloaded it yet, definitely do, because we have a great offer for you. If you sign up for BetMGM and use the bonus code PHNX, you'll get up to $200 in bonus bets on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's how it works. Download the BetMGM app, sign up using bonus code PHNX, and place a pregame moneyline wager in the amount of at least $10 on any market at standard odds price. You'll receive a $200 in bonus bets instantly, regardless of the outcome of your wager. Just make sure you use bonus code PHNX when you sign up. And you can join us at BetMGM Sportsbook at State Farm Stadium for all Suns away playoff games. I cannot wait for this. It's going to be a blast. Our PHNX Suns watch parties presented by Neutral will feature food and drink specials, PHNX giveaways, and BetMGM deposit matches. I've been told that if you physically go to BetMGM anytime we have an event, there's something in it for you. So join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. And now, listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Available in Washington, D.C., Mississippi, Nevada, New York, and Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369, New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, Arizona. 1-800-522-4700, Kansas, Nevada. 1-800-327-5050, Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF, Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help, Michigan.
Listen, I know the sports book is in Glendale and it's a little bit of a drive, but there's Circle K's everywhere in Arizona, anywhere in the country. And that's great because it's a great place to stop for snacks. It's a great place to get gas. So if you're going to map out your route, just make sure there's a Circle K or two along the road. And I promise you there definitely will be. So don't miss out on all the great stuff they have to offer. They have iced coffee for $1.89. Like they just have everything you could possibly want or need. Trust me, we're all obsessed. So make sure you're not missing out on all this great stuff. Head to circlek.com/store-locator to find Circle K's near you. And now I will bring Craig in because he's been waiting patiently. And we got a bright background behind you, but you're looking pretty clear tonight, Craig.
Thank you. How was the game?
Did you not watch? Yeah.
Not much, honestly. Yeah.
Okay,
good. Had a lot of
All
good
right,
conversations.
Craig, thanks for stopping by. Drive safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Craig, it wasn't great. We haven't had a lot of great things to say, but something I've been saving until you got here, which was like the highlight of the night. It happened in the last minute 16.
Yes.
The Seattle Kraken put Joey Daccord, ASU alum, in net, and he is officially the first ASU player to play in his on campus at his former university. Not that it's very common, but what a really cool moment for Joey Daccord.
Yeah, we got to talk to him afterward. I think Dave Hextall saw my tweet, actually. Just called
I thought so too.
And he put Joey in for the last, minute and change of the game. Joey said he actually found out with about 4 minutes to go, but then they took a penalty, so waited a little longer. At least he got to step on the ice. He said it was a really, really special moment. He obviously never got to play in this arena as a college player, but Greg Powers took him on a tour a little earlier today, so we got to see the finished product, just blown away by it. And let's be honest, Joey Daccord had a hand in getting this place built. He is one of the best ASU hockey alums in the early going of this program.
Yeah, it was a really special moment. And I don't think you ended up even talking to any Coyotes, just Joey, right?
Who? Coyote? Oh yeah, that's right. The other team. Yeah, no, so tonight was all about conversations. There were a lot of people here. Greg Powers was here with a bunch of ASU players. Morgan Olson was here from ASU as well. The old Czech brothers, old family friends were in town. So I said hello to Eddie and I talked to Ricky outside the dressing room, the assistant GM for the Kraken, who we've had on our show instead of going to post-game availability.
You know what?
I'll admit that. Okay. Didn't go talk to Jack McBain or Andre Tourigny tonight. Just had a lot of good chats, a lot of catching up with people that were here in the past in various capacities.
That's fine. I feel like a lot of people in our chat were saying, I can't believe like Josh Doan wasn't the first player
right?
to play NHL minutes at Mullett as an ASU alum.
Petey, even Boyd Gordon was here tonight. Scouting for the Detroit Red Wings. Crazy. His nephew will be going to ASU next fall.
Oh, really?
No way.
Yeah, wow. Cole Gordon will be on the team next fall.
That's awesome.
I asked him about him. He said, yeah, he's fourth liner, kind of a gritty kid, he'll bring it out. So like you. And he goes, yeah, I guess you could.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, well, Craig, we won't get into game specifics, but we have a couple of topics to go over with you. And I'm gonna pass the first one to Petey because we waited till you got here.
Okay.
And it's something we've talked about before, but we have more thoughts. And it's Ivan Prosvetov was in net again. His, I think, 4th start in the last 5 games. Connor Ingram hasn't seen the ice in forever. Petey,
Well, he saw it from the devil deck.
Yeah, so again, we talk about this every show. I don't want to belabor it, but Connor Ingram hasn't played since March 26th. Probably not going to play again. I wouldn't have, but now that I've said that and put that out in the universe, he probably will. But who knows? I don't understand what happened to the 2022-23 season behind the mask. And then I don't get it. And I'm flabbergasted. I don't understand.
I'm really curious what happens in the offseason. I obviously they're taking a long look at Ivan Prosvetov to see if he can play at this level in any capacity. I'm not sure he's answered that question. So what do you do?
He's 4-3, right? Yeah. Like he's got wins.
He's got wins.
And then he also gets blown out.
Yeah. So, but the wins came earlier. Like he hasn't played well. So I did get one the other night, but he hasn't played well lately. He really hasn't played well lately. So what do you take away from this with him? Do you go into the offseason saying, yeah, let's try and trade either Karel Vejmelka or Connor Ingram and keep Prosvetov as the backup, which, as you pointed out many times, Petey, they probably should have done this season if they wanted to lose more games. But I don't know what their thinking is. I'm really curious to see how the situation plays out.
Yeah, it's something we need to ask because I went back and I looked through Connor Ingram of his last. Oh, now I had to look at my notes. In his last 12 starts, he got points in 10 of them. He got points in 10 of his last 12 starts, Connor Ingram. So guess what? If he's not in the lineup, maybe you don't get those points. Again, what's the assignment? So I'm not sure why you picked the guy up on waivers. I still don't understand it. And the closer this gets to the end of the season, and now you've just completely given up on him and you're done with him, that's where I really struggle to find out what was the point of the whole Connor Ingram experiment. I don't understand. He's going on. He's an RFA at the end of the season, so you let him go for free and you rented him to get you to 6th to last.
I don't think they're letting him go for free, but I do wonder. Like at this point with Prosvetov, do you risk putting him through waivers? There still may be that team that thinks, okay, yeah, we can make this guy work. But if you pick a guy up on waivers, you got to put him on the NHL roster.
On the NHL team, and nobody's done. No offense, yeah. I don't see Prosvetov fitting in anybody's NHL roster right now. I don't
either. So they may have, they may have solved their own problem there. They may be able to send him through waivers.
Yep, sign them both. Send him through waivers. Yep. Yeah, you might be right.
And Michael did make an interesting point in the chat. Like, we will understand on draft day. You never know. It's like chess, not checkers. And there might be something where hindsight's 2020 and we look back and say, oh, like now I understand why that happened. I think the biggest thing is if you brought in Ivan Prosvetov and are starting him this much to lose out, which is what the Coyotes have been kind of doing, why didn't they do it earlier? And I think that's a question we've been asking ourselves for a while. All right, before we move on, we have a $4.99 super chat from Drew. He said, I drunkenly hid my free gift tonight in a bush to find on Thursday. Okay. And shame on Craig for never being at his seat tonight. Well, Drew, Craig just confirming your story, Craig, that you were
really socializing. Are you really at the game? Again, I'm starting to wonder about that backdrop.
Well, we did just see a person behind him, so I do believe it.
Just paid him.
All right, Craig. Well, we talked about Keller's lack of points tonight and how we were all waiting for that. Do you think he A, ties it, B, beats it, or C, none of the above on Thursday?
I don't know. This team looks different to me than it looked 2 weeks ago. They look lifeless. I don't know what happened. It's weird. I don't know if they finally just hit the end of their fuel hit empty. I don't know what's going on with this team. It's weird to come hard and play hard all season long, and then inside of 10 games, suddenly you just don't have it anymore. I don't get it. But there's one game left, and it's the final game of the season. Nothing left to save, right? It's a team that isn't particularly good, so he'll have his opportunities, but he needs 2 points now. I thought he might get one tonight, and be poised to set the record against Vancouver. He's going to need a big night against the Canucks to get it done. Otherwise, to fall 1 point short, that'd be a weird story. I would not have expected that after how hot he was.
You talk about, oh, well, next year and the next year, you may never get 50 again. I mean, 60, 70, 80, like that's rarefied air, especially in this organization, clearly, because it's second all time. I think maybe the thought process is it's fan appreciation night. It's the last home game of the year. Rick Tocchet's across the bench from you in his first time in the Mullett. Maybe that's the driving force in the locker room before too. Like everybody's gonna be feeling it. Like you literally have nothing to play for on this game. There's nothing there except to get Michelli and Keller points. I mean, really, that's it. There's no. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. You're pretty much locked in your spot now. So let's get Keller some points. I'd have to think that's on the board, and that's all their motivating factor will be, just to try to push Keller over the edge.
100%. We have a $5 super chat from Riley Riles in Alaska. I don't know why I always say in Alaska, but I just think it's so fun. Cool. Yeah,
it's fun.
Terrible game, but I got my PHNX Coyotes shirt, not the new one, but the black logo one. Great choice.
Yep, we
love it. I'm
Cody.
Sure you're part of the few rocking a Coyote shirt in Alaska, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, that's
still need my pizza.
Oh yeah, yeah. Come on,
Riley. That's all I think. It is funny. That's all I think about when we put up Riley's names. Like, God, I could really go for some pizza pie right now.
Same.
Sorry, Riley.
Oh man. All right, but speaking of Clayton Keller, he is officially the Coyotes Masterton nominee. We finally got to see the entire NHL's Masterton nominee list. I know it's not up to us, and we obviously have bias a little bit in this market, but do you think Keller ends up as one of the 3 finalists?
I don't know.
There's some good candidates.
Like Chris Letang is going to get a lot of love, and there's some other people that'll get a lot of love. I just never know the way people are leaning. Like last year, I thought, you guys have heard me preach this so many times, I thought Andrew Ladd had a fantastic case, and he wasn't even a finalist. And then Carey Price wins it, coming back and playing 5 games and being really bad doing it. That was just a travesty of the award, in my opinion. So I don't know. I don't know what people are thinking here. I've not polled, unlike with the Calder, I have not polled anybody to see where they're leaning on the Masterton. But all the bios are up now, so you can read about them, see who you think belongs in the conversation. I absolutely think Clayton Keller belongs in the conversation to come back from what he came from. Just that alone with a right femur that was broken literally in 2 pieces, 2 clean pieces, to come back, be ready for the season opener. To be ready for the season opener, and really to only take a handful of games before he hit his stride and produce the kind of season that we're talking about, him breaking Keith Tkachuk's record. That's amazing to me. But not only, and obviously I wrote about all this, not only did he do that, he worked so hard at improving his game with all these specialists. I mean, you want to talk about dedication and perseverance? Like, who defines it better than Clayton Keller this offseason?
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate. We talk about the bias. Unfortunately, people don't see the Coyotes a lot, and you look at some on that list of names on there, and Letang is one that jumps out at you, and it's a team that's on TV all the time, and people know the Pittsburgh Penguins. So
yeah, they're
we'll see.
Always on TV.
Yeah.
All right, couple other quick notes before we let you go. Obviously on Saturday night's post-game show, we were kind of keep checking in on the national championship game. Minnesota was up while we were live, and then what a thrilling end. The game goes to overtime, and on the overtime winning goal for Quinnipiac, Coyotes prospect Sam Lipkin gets the assist. Really a great game. And now what? Do the Coyotes, is he gonna end up in a Kachina eventually? Like, he's a 7th round pick. You don't normally associate 7th round picks with ever making the team. Craig, what's the latest with Sam Lipkin?
Yeah, it is amazing, first of all, that he's a 7th round pick. They've had some success with 7th round picks. Obviously, they have to produce at the NHL level, but some intriguing prospects at the 7th round pick. That's just kind of crazy to even be talking about that, because the percentages are so low. But my understanding is the Coyotes have expressed interest in signing Sam Lipkin. He's going to talk to school officials over the next couple of days. I think it's going to happen like in the next day or so. And we'll probably have a decision pretty quickly from Sam Lipkin on whether he's coming to the Coyotes or going back to Quinnipiac for one more season.
Any other decisions from either Logan
Yeah.
Cooley or John Farinacci? I know these are two that the Coyotes fandom has been keeping their eye on.
Yeah, Logan Cooley's decision is going to come pretty quickly too. I'm really curious. I don't have a good feel for that one. I really think he's struggling with the decision, but you're seeing some of the other players leave Minnesota, so maybe that impacts him. With Brock Faber heads out the door, Matty Nyes heads out the door. Maybe you think, okay, it's not going to happen here. We're not going to come back and win a national championship. So maybe it turns pro. But I think that'll come quickly too. I think we'll know this week. And then with John Farinacci, my understanding now is that in all likelihood, he's going to become a free agent on August 15th when the Coyotes' rights to him expire. We've talked about this on the post-game show before. I wonder if Farinacci saw a bunch of his Harvard teammates leaving, going and getting to burn that first year of their ELC and wanted to do the same thing. John Farinacci's not the same kind of player, guys. He's missed a lot of time. He hasn't shown the same level of play, so I don't think it's a fair expectation. What I don't get is, okay, if you get past this week and you haven't found a trade partner, well, he's not going to get a chance to burn the first year of that ELC anyway. So at that point, why not come back to the Coyotes rather than be a free agent on August 15th? I'm going to try and get a better understanding of that situation. But that's the big question I have right now.
Yeah, the Cooley one's going to be interesting to me. And you brought up the point as to why Brock Faber leaving, and you look at Matty Nyes playing for Toronto today. You look around the locker room and you go, okay, if all these guys come back, we were overtime goal away from winning a national championship. Let's come back and do it again. Wait, you're not coming? And you're leaving too? Oh, shit. Now what? So you go through a rebuild there and then go to class, by the way, and you have to study. And you know what? Maybe I don't want to do that anymore. Maybe it's time I go make money playing hockey. And so we'll see. I think it makes it easier for him to make that decision. It's not an easy decision by any stretch. But if those guys don't come out, I think it's less likely that Cooley would have come out. But now you never know. It's interesting to see what his thought process will be.
Yeah, and I listen, I don't think the Coyotes will mind all that much if Logan Cooley doesn't come out this year because, what are you putting him into,
agree.
right? What's the situation you're putting him into? It's not a great situation. Do you really even want to burn the first year of his contract playing in a situation like this? So maybe it's okay for him to get bigger and stronger. On the flip side, you look at all the details of his game, playing the college game, he's got a lot to learn, right? Obviously, discipline. We know that's an important thing that he needs to learn because let's face it, I know a lot of people are, oh, that's a terrible call. It should have gone two ways. I watched that game. I thought it was the right call. I think he took a bad penalty, and it really hurt his team late in that game. And he's going to need to learn to manage the game better. But there's also decisions he makes with the puck. He's always driving play, trying to make plays. And I get that. When you're so much more talented than the players around you, you can get away with that in college. But those plays high in the O-zone that he's making now where he turns the puck over, you do that in the NHL, you're going to sit on the bench. He's going to need to learn to play with better structure and make better decisions with the puck. You can't do the things in college, in the NHL that you did in college.
Do you have any sense what the organization is thinking, Craig? Have you had any discussions at all with Bill or anybody around the offices on what their thoughts are about Cooley?
I mean, like I said, I don't think they'd mind if he went back, but if he does come here, I think they'd love to get their hands on him and start working on some of those things that he's going to need to learn to play in the NHL game.
So it's not pressuring him. They're not pressuring him to, hey, come out.
No, okay. Definitely not.
And that's what we saw with Kyle Turris. I mean, it was, hey, come out. You're going to play. And I think that was probably a kid that could use another year of college. But
Yep.
Interesting. Well, we will follow all of this along this week. Craig, anything else before we let you go?
One to go, guys.
One to go. My goodness. By the way, what is happening on the ice behind you?
I know. We were wondering if...
Wow. Well, there are people...
They're cheering.
I've heard skating. I've heard wooing.
It's really slow stick time. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. All right.
So the Coyotes.
Wow.
Laughing said tonight wasn't enough pain. Petey's got to bring up Turris.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right,
I'm just grumpy. I want to watch playoff hockey. I want to watch standings.
Here.
I want to watch games that matter. I want to see, is it home ice? Is it road? Who are we going to play? Is it going to be St. Louis? We're going to Dallas?
By the way, have you guys heard the AHL playoff format for the first round with Tucson if they play Coachella Valley, which it looks like they're going to do?
Yeah. I didn't hear. I heard they could open them up with Coachella Valley, but I don't know the format.
All 3 games are in Coachella Valley. No games in Tucson.
How does that work?
I don't know. I think it's a terrible idea. How do you not give That's what Brett Farah, who covers the team down in Tucson, told me tonight. He was at the game tonight. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're kidding me. That's a terrible format. How do you not
gotta-
give them a home game? Like,
gotta give 'em a
is
home
it too
game.
far? It's not too far. It's Coachella Valley. I can drive
Yeah.
it. We can all three drive it out there. That's nuts
Huh.
to me. And by the way, it's the same time as the Coachella Festival. So, wow, good luck
Oh.
getting a hotel room out there. Woo.
Wow.
Oh my God. Because I was about to say, let's go. Never mind.
Never mind. I'll get lost at
Yeah,
Burning
exactly.
Man.
Oh, PDF Burning Man. That's
Get that fire out, kids.
That's-
what a go for
That is
on
the
here.
content we need. That's the content.
Get dressed
we
and
need
get a
right there.
jacket on, young lady. Yeah, I'd be awful at Burning Man. It would not be good.
No, you'd be great.
Turn
That's
that
fun.
music down. No.
The set time's at 10 o'clock. I will be long
Yeah.
asleep.
Exactly.
All right. All right, Craig. Well,
Alrighty.
we'll talk. Well,
Why can't I go
see you
home? No,
tomorrow.
wait, I am home.
You are home. We'll let
Never
Craig get
mind.
home.
Okay.
All right, Lee,
Craig.
I'll see you tomorrow in the studio. Pete's taking another day off.
Yeah.
Slacker.
Work.
All
Yeah,
right.
I know.
Bye, Craig. Oh, man. Well, Craig had a great piece up this morning on gophnx.com, and it's Die Hard only. So if you want to read it, it's about Lars Hepso. I believe that's how you say his name. He's the skating coach for the Coyotes. It's a really great read. You have to be a diehard to read it. So if you're not a diehard, you can become one at gophnx.com/diehard. And when you sign up for a diehard subscription, you get 20% off merchandise, 20% off events, access to our Discord, which, as I tweeted tonight, is the real pack therapy and like the reason I got through every game this season. Like, it is what makes watching these games bearable. Games like tonight, I guess you could say. But you can also grab a free shirt or hat every year at sign up, and including our brand new PHNX Coyotes 4 Peaks collab shirt, which if you've been watching on YouTube, Petey has up in the background of
On
his shot right
display.
now.
It's fire, by the way.
It's available at the phnxlocker.com, and you can join us for our season wrap party at the 4 Peaks 8th Street Pub before the Coyotes season finale on April 13th, starting at 5 p.m. If you haven't bought your new shirt yet, they will be for sale at this event, so you can buy it there. I want us all to be wearing our matching orange shirts there, and if you wear it to the event, you'll receive drink specials all night long, so I'm really looking forward to this, and I feel like we all need this time together at 4 Peaks before the last game. We called it a season wrap party because it's like we did it, you know.
I can't
So-
believe we made it through this year, to be honest. I can't.
Either can I.
But I didn't think it was going to be like this, Leah.
I know.
I thought
It's
this was going to be
weird.
the worst team in the history of the franchise. I was wrong.
I know. Me too. But Petey, I have to say, I know you weren't in the office today, but I was.
Yes.
And the biggest travesty of the day
No.
was we didn't get a Mountain Mike's pizza delivery
No.
because Max is out of town. So he moved it. We always get it on a Monday. And so we all came in prepared, excited,
Mike's.
ready for Mountain Mike's. No, it's coming Wednesday
Because of Max.
because of Max. So
I'm
this is Max.
so Max will be there on Wednesday?
Yep. But at
Shellfish
least
table for one.
But at least we have something to look forward to. Mountain Mike's Pizza is
On Wednesday?
amazing. Yeah,
I'm out in the
Wednesday.
Mountain Mike's. Fantastic.
Heck yeah. And if you want to get Mountain Mike's before then, you can head over to mountainmikespizza.com or check out their Mesa, Chandler, or Tucson locations to place your next order. And as a reminder, new diehards get a $50 voucher upon signing up. So just another added perk to becoming a diehard.
Free pizza pie.
Love it.
Love it.
All right, couple more things before we go. First of all, we have been talking about all the Coyotes warm-up jerseys this season, so I don't want to leave any out because this was a really cool one tonight. We have a picture. It's the Los Yotes warm-up jersey. I really love that they're focusing on the Hispanic community, and they were tweeting in Spanish and English tonight from the Arizona Coyotes Twitter account. I just think it's really cool to see that outreach, and I really, really loved these jerseys. I thought they were amazing.
And not only the jerseys, too, the bobblehead that they gave out
Yes.
tonight, too, was fantastic. We should have one on the set by the last game of the year, I hope.
Heck,
If Craig did. If
yeah.
Craig followed the assignment.
which who knows, because it seems
I
like Craig
know.
was all over the
He was
arena
not in
tonight.
his seat, so I'll have to reach out to PR because we need one of those bobbleheads. They were cool.
They were
And I'm
sick.
not a big bobblehead. I mean, I have bobbleheads and I've got some bobbleheads, but that's a cool bobblehead. Like they did a good job on like the Clayton Keller in Cash, like showing a little drip. That was a good bobblehead. This is a good bobblehead.
Yep, absolutely it is. And Petey, for the last time this season,
What?
We're going to look at the upcoming schedule because there's only one
We
game.
don't have one.
Only
Oh
one
my
game left. And just a reminder,
Oh.
it's Vancouver, not San Jose.
I know. I keep saying San Jose. I don't know why. I just want it to be San Jose, I guess. Rick Tocchet will be back in town, which make it a little bit exciting. Oliver, I don't know if Oliver's playing. That's how little I know about this team right now.
I don't think so.
I'll follow him before then. I'll look it up and see what's going on. But yeah, but no more schedule. Yay. Unless we want to start talking about Australia. Just saying. That's coming up next.
Yeah, we might have to do an upcoming schedule in May because we got the draft lottery on May 8th and then we have the vote on May 16th. We literally might have to do like an upcoming schedule graphic, but just with all like the major events going on.
And the draft. Throw that on there. By the way, did you see that it was hot out today? Like, it was hot.
It was 100 degrees.
100 degrees in Arizona. So no one else can see him, but we can see our producer Jacob, who's filling in for Sean. Do you see Jacob?
A hoodie with the
what
hood
is he?
up.
Yeah, like
Jacob's
the hoodie on.
Cold. That's something.
Is that a true story? Well, I guess that he's 6'9". All that blood's gonna get all the way up there. So I guess it might be it because he's got the hoodie tucked in tight, and I'm like, God, it's hot out, isn't it?
Well, I'm glad Jacob's here because we've had really bad luck running our tankathon. Sean has been crappy at it. Shane has been somehow even worse. So hopefully Jacob is the luck we need. So Jacob,
does he know how? Have we practiced this?
No, we haven't practiced. He knows how, but when you're ready,
I know
Jacob,
he knows how. He's
the head of production.
Yeah.
We'll pull up our tankathon.
Oh my gosh.
Just before you do it, Jacob, so just a refresher, we're running a tankathon simulation on every post-game show. So far, the Coyotes have not moved up. They've either stayed at 5 or 6 where they've started. Tonight, they're starting at 6. And it's been a crazy mix of teams that have jumped to number 1. We had Ottawa jump to number 1 once, which was the absolute worst scenario.
Worst case.
Right now, they're starting at 12. So, Jacob, let's do it. Run the simulation.
No. The Capitals won it again, and Arizona dropped from 6 to 7.
The Capitals?
That's twice that they've won it.
Ew. And Ottawa has stayed at 12 most of the time.
Yeah, but the Coyotes dropped again, as per usual. But then the one we cannot have, as long as the Chicago Blackhawks do not win the lottery. I cannot stand it.
Can you imagine
that makes it worse.
Bedard and Ovechkin?
It's like, come on. Like their window is supposed to be closing in Washington. Don't open it again. It's not fair.
The Coyotes need it.
The Coyotes need it.
Yeah. Well,
two picks in the top 12.
All right, Jacob. It was a valiant effort. Thank you. Like we've been saying, we're getting all of the bad vibes out of the way with our simulations.
Good point.
For the real good thing to happen. And the Coyotes will be rewarded for their hard work all season, minus the last 10 games with lottery luck. So please and thank you, hockey gods.
Let's go. I can't wait. I can't wait. That I'm going to be whatever we need to do, Leah. We need to do a clearing, the crystals, everything by the 8th. I have to do it. We have to start leading up to that soon. It's sooner than you think.
Literally in a couple of weeks. It's crazy.
Yeah, a couple of weeks. The fate of the franchise.
Not a big deal. No pressure.
No big deal.
Petey, any final thoughts?
You know what? I wish I had some. It's game 81. It's game 81. I know this is technically my job to talk about Coyotes hockey. It's game 81. I just don't care. They were not good tonight. They weren't fun to watch. There was nothing positive about it. McBain maybe a little bit, and I was just praying for a Keller point. Let's scrub this one. Let's get Clayton Keller 2 points on Thursday, and then we can all cheer because this was just not fun. This team 3 weeks ago was battling till the buzzer went, and this team just isn't. They just don't have that same spark, and I get it. It's game 81. I get it. They want to be done just like we do. So 1 day closer. 1
day closer, indeed. Well, lucky for us, we have Four Peaks beer that helped us get through a lot of this season. Amazing beer. By the way, the status of the WOW that I bought for my birthday on Saturday is very depleted. It was a hit with people over. We enjoyed it. It's like the 100-degree days, perfect days for some Four Peaks. Especially if you're out at baseball games, which I saw Jacob's comment about his daughter who went to her first D-backs game yesterday.
Get the heck out of here. Yeah. There's something about baseball and family. I mean, I'm a hockey guy. We all know that, but there's nothing like taking your kid to their first baseball game. There just isn't. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so that was special. But we have a really fun event coming up at Four Peaks later this month, and it's the NFL draft, which the Cardinals know where they're picking. For now, it seems like there's a lot of interest in that pick. But until then, April 27th is the NFL draft, and we'll be out at Four Peaks 8th Street Pub. You can register for free in the link in our show notes to take advantage of beer specials. Our PHNX Cardinals crew will be out there broadcasting live from Four Peaks. It's going to be a ton of fun. If you want to drink, you must be 21 or older to enjoy responsibly. And now, last but not least, the punch card. Because guess what? The last line is complete minus one punch. Petey, did you ever think you'd see the day?
No, I didn't. And it just, the way this card was built, that last punch, I'm glad stands alone. I'm thrilled that it stands alone.
It does make it feel a little bit more.
Yeah,
special.
finality to the season, because I'm just going to go a little recap because I know people can see the standings in front of them. This team had hoped to finish last. They are currently in 6th to last. Somebody asked if they win, would they jump? They can't jump into 7th to last because Philly, they could tie Philly, but Philly wins.
Lowest.
6th is the worst because 7th Philly, they can't. And Montreal, even if the Coyotes lose, Montreal has to try to beat either the Islanders or the Boston Bruins. I think the Coyotes are finishing in 6th, 1 point ahead of Montreal, 9 ahead of San Jose, 13 points. 13 points ahead of Chicago. They were 3 points away from Chicago 6 weeks ago. And now they're 13 points ahead. Whoopsie. So anyway, that's just giving an idea where the Coyotes stand. They're going to finish 6th to last this season, which is maybe just a little too high.
And when you finish 6th to last, you have a 7.5% chance of picking first overall and a 7.9% chance of picking second.
There you go.
Oi. Anywho, well, Petey, one post-game show to go. It's wild.
But we did it without Wheel of Fantasy for how long? That was our entire show last year.
I know.
Like every bit was, let's go to Fantasyland again because we lost again. This just didn't happen.
Yeah, wild. Well, we'll be back tomorrow for a live show at 11 a.m. on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. So we hope you will tune in. And I can't really tell everybody the schedule for the rest of the week because there's a lot of exciting things up in the air. But just stay with us. Obviously, we have our post-game show Thursday. We have our meetup Thursday. But just stay locked in on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel because there's a lot of exciting things coming in the works. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you never miss when we go live. And make sure you subscribe to wherever you get your podcast as well because there's always audio additions to every live show so you can listen in your car later and leave us a review on there. I actually go and read the reviews, so it means a lot when somebody leaves one. I really do appreciate it. But in the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter at @SPetersHockey, at Leah Merrill, at Craig S. Morgan. You can follow at Jacob_Franklin4. You can follow the show at PHNX_Coyotes. Everybody, thanks again for being here. Hit the like button on this video. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see everybody tomorrow.